Hey again, in this video, we'll continue chapter 15, options. We'll talk about short option payoffs and profits and losses for puts and calls compared with long positions, which we previously looked at. And we'll also look at a basic option strategy. No mini exercise here. So as we look back at the payoff diagram for a call option that we own, right, a long call option, the option to buy a share of stock for $50 a share, as the stock price goes above the strike price, above $50, the option becomes in the money and the payoff increases, right? Given that we have to pay money to own this option, the profit and loss curve is shifted down a little bit by $4. If we let's contrast that with a short position. Suppose I write a call option, right? I sell someone the option to buy a share of stock from me for $50, right? The payoff profile is actually flipped on the x-axis, as we can see, right? So as the stock price goes above the strike price, I'm on the hook for having a share of stock bought from me for $50, right? So suppose the stock price goes up to $80 a share, and I've written a call option with a strike price of $50. If that option gets exercised, I am agreeing to allow the counterparty to buy a share of stock from me for $50, right? When in reality, the market price of that thing is $80. So I'm out $30 if I write a call option in that case. And so as you look at the payoff diagram, a relevant question is, why would anybody write a call option? Because the payoff is either zero or negative, right? And the reason is you receive money to sell an option, right? If I write a call option, I would receive $4. And then if the stock price does not go above the strike price, then the option expires out of the money and it does not get exercised, and I've got a profit of $4, right? So I make money when stock prices don't go up when I write a call option. And then we can see as the stock price increases, the option profit and loss declines. All right, and so let's compare a put options. Like a long put, its payoff, we said we make money when the stock price declines, right? As the stock price goes less than the strike price for a put option to sell a share of stock for $50. As the stock price declines below the strike price, the option becomes in the money because, if the price declines to $10 a share and I have the right to sell it for $50 a share, I can buy the stock for the market price of $10, sell it, turn around and sell it for $50 and earn a payoff of $40, right? And then if I'm paying $4, for example, for that option, here's what my profit and loss looks like. If I write a put option, if I sell a put option, then I'm agreeing to provide the right to be sold a share of stock for $50, right? I'm giving the counterparty the right to sell me a share of stock for $50 a share. So as the stock price goes above the strike price and I've written a put option, the counterparty won't exercise a put option that's out of the money on their end. They only make money when the stock price declines. And then as the price declines, right, we can see the payoff is flipped along the x-axis again. As the put option becomes in the money for the long, right, option holder, the person that owns the option writer has a negative payoff. And then we can see if we write a put option, if we sell a put option, we would receive the option premium. We would receive $4, receive the price. And then, put option writers, put option sellers make money when stock prices stay about the same or go up a little bit and the options expire out of the money. So let's take a quick look at a basic option strategy. You can use options to create interesting payoff patterns, and layering different kinds of stock and option positions lets you also do some risk management. So we'll look at just one here. It's called a straddle. It consists of two positions. You buy a call option, right, a long call, and then also you buy a put option, a long put option. So I purchase the right to buy a share of stock at a specified price over a certain period of time. And I also purchase the option to sell a share of stock at a specified price. So suppose they're both have a strike price of $40 per share, right? The call and the put. So here's the payoff diagram for just the call option. As the stock price goes above the strike price for the call option, that call option becomes in the money, right? And then if we layer on that the put option payoff pattern, here's just a long put with the strike price of $40 a share. we can see that as the stock price declines, the put option becomes in the money, right? And as the stock price increases, the put option is out of the money. And so this straddle, this option investment strategy, would just be the sum of each of these two curves at every single point. And it's pretty easy to do because when the put option is out of the money, right, the payoff is 0. So, and then here's when the call option is out of the money, the payoff is 0, and the put option is in the money. So the overall payoff for the strategy, the straddle strategy at this low area is just the put option payoff plus the call option payoff, right? So the put option payoff plus 0 down here. And then at prices above the strike price, the call option's in the money, the put option's out of the money. So long story short, right, this dark red line is the payoff for this option straddle, this straddle strategy. Now, we have to pay money to buy each of these put and call options. So if we assume that each of the put and the call costs $5, just for illustrative purposes, our profit and loss from this straddle strategy is just the payoff shifted down by $10. Do you see that, right? Because you're paying $5 for the put, $5 for the call. And then here's the profit and loss strategy. And if we look at what kind of investment this is a volatility bet, right? This straddle is profitable if the stock price goes either up or down by at least $10, right? So if the stock price goes up above $50, the call becomes in the money, right? If the stock, and to the point where we make back both the price we paid for the call and the put. If the stock price declines below $30, declines by more than $10, the put option becomes in the money by over $10, over the price of the sum of what we paid for the call and the put. So just one option investment strategy. Here's a volatility bet, a long straddle. Tons of other option investment strategies. You can check out one or two in the Benninga textbook. And what I want you to do is think about, in terms of evaluating you on this, first of all, I'd like you to be able to compute option payoffs and profits and losses for individual puts and calls that are long and short, right? Bought and written. And then also, if you can create a basic option investment strategy and graph the payoff or the profit and loss pattern for the strategy, like we did here with the straddle, I think you'll be in good shape, and I'm happy to help you out with that. We've just started to scratch the surface with options. If you're interested in valuing options or spending more time on it, well, feel free to get in touch and we can talk more about it. Thanks for tuning in.